Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Are you constantly anxious, burdened by fears about your future, your job, your health, your family, or the state of the world? You're not alone. Anxiety has become a global epidemic. In 2024, over 280 million people reported feeling chronically anxious. In Sudan, families flee violence, not knowing where they'll sleep tomorrow. In Gaza, children go to bed hearing bombs, not bedtime stories. In cities across the world, people sit in luxury apartments, but cry themselves to sleep in silence. But here's what you need to hear. Allah has already addressed your worry. You're not forgotten. Your anxiety hasn't gone unnoticed by the one who created your heart. He said in the Qur'an, "Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Qur'an 13:28. So before you scroll past, know this. Allah already gave you the key to peace, and it's not in the next paycheck or the next like. It's in His word. This video is not just advice. It's a message from your Creator, a reminder that He is closer than your worry and stronger than your fear. What's been your greatest worry lately? And where do you turn for peace? Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video, because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you, and good video. Real life story. In the heart of Gaza, where the sound of bombs is louder than laughter, lives Yusra, a mother of 3 who has lost everything except her faith. Her home was reduced to rubble within seconds during a recent airstrike. Her husband, a quiet and devoted man, didn't make it. One of her sons was severely injured. She now lives in a makeshift shelter made of tarp and wood, with barely enough food to feed her children. You would think a person in her situation would break down. But every morning, Yusra begins her day by reciting one ayah over and over. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Verily, with hardship comes ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94, 5-6. She says, "My tears have not stopped, but neither has my hope. Every time I say these words, I feel something heavy lift off my chest." When asked how she survives the emotional pain and fear of losing more, she simply replies, "I don't worry about tomorrow. I trust Allah more than the world." This is not just resilience. This is Tawakkul, absolute trust in Allah when everything material has been stripped away. And she is not alone. Stories like hers are unfolding across the globe right now. People facing war, famine, loss, yet walking forward with the Qur'an in their hearts. Yusra's message to the world? Don't measure your strength by what you own. Measure it by who you rely on. She ends her nights whispering the same verse to her children as a lullaby. With hardship comes ease. And somehow, even amid the rubble, peace finds them. Worry ends when Tawakkul begins. The moment you release control and hand it to Allah, you gain a peace the world can't understand. Have you ever faced a crisis where only your faith kept you standing? Share it in the comments. It may inspire someone else who's on the edge of giving up. Qur'anic story. Musa, A.S. At the Red Sea, the desert winds howled. Dust and panic filled the air. The children of Israel, men, women, children, fled slavery, only to find themselves cornered. In front of them, the endless, impassable Red Sea. Behind them, the Pharaoh's army, fast approaching with swords, horses, and wrath. The people began to cry out, "We're doomed. We're going to be overtaken." Their hearts were overwhelmed with fear, their eyes filled with tears. They questioned the mission, the promise, and even Musa, A.S., himself. But in the middle of that chaos stood one man, Prophet Musa, A.S., calm, firm, unshaken. He looked at the sea, he heard the cries, and he said with complete certainty, "Indeed, my Lord is with me. He will guide me." Qur'an 26:62. No plan, no boats, no bridge, just trust. And then the impossible happened. Allah commanded the sea to split. A highway opened between towering walls of water, dry land beneath their feet. They didn't escape through logic. They didn't escape through power. They escaped through tawakkul, trust in Allah. When you're trapped between what seems like a dead end and a disaster, remember, Allah doesn't need doors to make a way out. He creates the way. Reflection. Worry rises when you think it's all on your shoulders. But when you remember who is really in control, the sea parts. Musa, A.S., didn't focus on the sea or the army. He focused on Allah. Don't ask how you'll escape. Ask who is leading you. The one who split the sea is still guiding you. If you feel stuck between two impossible choices, type, "Ya Allah, guide me," in the comments. You're not alone, and your Red Sea moment might be closer than you think. Psychology meets the Qur'an. Have you ever noticed how much of your anxiety comes from things you can't control? Psychologists explain that chronic worry often stems from trying to manage outcomes that are far beyond our power. Tomorrow's events, people's opinions, unexpected loss, or global chaos. We overthink, plan excessively, imagine worst-case scenarios, because somewhere inside, we believe that control means safety. But the harder we try to control everything, the more we crumble. Islam offers the opposite strategy. Release control and trust the controller. Allah says in the Qur'an, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Qur'an 65:3. This isn't just poetry, it's divine psychology. Allah is saying, stop exhausting yourself. I am already handling what you can't. A real example from today. In a refugee camp near the Syrian border lives 36-year-old Yasin, a man who lost his home, job, and 2 brothers during the war. He now volunteers at a makeshift school for orphaned children. When asked how he remains emotionally stable despite such loss, Yasin smiled and said, "Everything I lost was written. And so is everything I will gain, inshallah. I don't carry my past, I carry my trust." He doesn't deny the pain, but he refuses to carry the burden of why and what if. His mental peace comes not from understanding every detail of his life, but from trusting the one who does. Reflection. Anxiety often screams, "What if?" Tawakkul quietly answers, "Even then, Allah is enough." Let go of what you cannot control, because your Lord is already controlling it. Peace doesn't come from more control. It comes from more surrender. What's one thing you're trying to control that you can surrender to Allah today? Write it below and start the process of letting go. Qur'anic story. Maryam A.S. under the palm tree. Imagine this, a young woman, alone, pregnant, accused. No family at her side, no hand to hold, no midwife to reassure her. That was Maryam A.S., the most honored woman in the Qur'an. Yet in this moment, she felt the deepest emotional and physical pain of her life. The weight of giving birth without a husband, the fear of public shame, and the agony of labor pushed her to cry out, "I wish I had died before this and was in oblivion, forgotten." Qur'an 19:23. Yes, even Maryam A.S., beloved by Allah, chosen above all women, had a moment where she wished to disappear. This is anxiety. This is raw human emotion. This is real. But what did Allah do? He didn't shame her for feeling that way. He didn't say, "You're too righteous to feel this." Instead, He responded with mercy, immediate, gentle, divine mercy. He made a fresh stream appear beneath her. He caused ripe dates to fall from the palm tree above her. He comforted her through revelation, and he promised her honor, not shame. Her pain was seen. Her tears were heard. Her isolation wasn't abandonment, it was preparation for elevation. Reflection. Sometimes the people who are closest to Allah experience the heaviest moments of isolation, fear, and sorrow. But those moments are often the most sacred, where Allah is nearest. Maryam, A.S., teaches us, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to cry. But never think that Allah has left you. Even in isolation, Allah surrounds you with mercy. Trust that your pain is being watched and answered. Whether it's the weight of judgment from people or the fear of a future you can't see, remember, Allah sees you and He responds, always. Have you ever felt abandoned but later saw Allah's mercy in it? Share your story in the comments. You never know who your experience could uplift. Direct messages from the Qur'an to the anxious heart. If anxiety had a voice, it would say, I'm scared. I don't know what's coming. I feel alone. And if the Qur'an had a voice just for you, here's what it would say, in verse after verse, like a stream of divine reassurance. So do not weaken and do not grieve, and you will be superior if you are true believers. Surah Al-Imran 3:139. Indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:153. Say, nothing will happen to us except what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector. Surah At-Tawbah 9:51. And we have certainly created man and know what his soul whispers to him, and we are closer to him than his jugular vein. Surah Qaf 50:16. And your Lord has not forsaken you, nor has he hated you. Surah Ad-Duha 93:3. And whoever fears Allah, he will make a way out for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:2. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shah 94:6. These aren't just ancient words. They are therapy sessions with your Creator, meant to interrupt the spiral of overthinking and remind you, you are seen, you are guided, you are not walking through this alone. In a world offering temporary distractions and shallow solutions, the Qur'an offers something deeper, divine healing. Reflection. When your heart races and your mind feels crowded, don't just reach for a phone, reach for a verse. Let the Qur'an do what it was sent to do, heal the hearts. The Qur'an isn't just a holy book, it's your divine therapy. Start using it like the emotional medicine it is. Which verse helps you most when you're overwhelmed? Let's build a library of peace in the comments, for you and for everyone searching for calm. Modern reframe. A young Muslim's journey from anxiety to peace meets Sarah, a 22-year-old university student, socially active, academically bright, but silently struggling. For months, no one knew that behind the curated smiles and perfectly filtered posts, Sarah was battling crippling anxiety, panic attacks in the middle of class, sleepless nights filled with racing thoughts, endless scrolling, comparing, doubting, dreading. She felt distant from everything, even her faith. Until one night, after another breakdown, she opened the Qur'an, not as a checklist, but as a cry for help. That night, something shifted. She read, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Qur'an 13:28. So she tried something simple, not therapy, not medication, just dhikr, daily remembrance of Allah. Then came tahajjud. She woke up once a week before Fajr, crying into her prayer mat. She started a gratitude journal, listing 5 blessings every day, even if all she could write was, "I'm still breathing." Her anxiety didn't vanish. The panic didn't magically dissolve. But something powerful began to grow. Peace, quiet, sustainable, real. "I stopped asking Allah to change my life," she said, "and started asking Him to change my heart." Today, Sarah still studies hard. She still has hard days. But now she knows where to turn when the pressure rises. Not TikTok, not caffeine, but sujood. Reflection. The solution isn't always external. Sometimes the storm outside doesn't stop, but the storm inside can. Islam didn't remove Sarah's struggle, it reframed it. The path to peace is not always a change in circumstances, but a change in perspective. Sometimes you just need to change what you're facing toward. Face Allah. Young Muslims, what helped your heart the most when things got dark? Share it below. You never know who's reading this, desperately needing what you discovered. Before you scroll away, pause for a moment. You've walked through stories of pain, real ones from today and sacred ones from the Qur'an. You've heard the fears of a mother under bombs, the cries of Maryam, A.S., alone in labor, the shout of Musa, A.S., standing at the sea, the whispers of a young student just trying to survive anxiety. And yet, in every one of these moments, Allah answered. Allah provided. Allah never left. So what about you? Allah promises in the Qur'an, and whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out and provide for him from where he does not expect. Surah At-Talaq, 65 verse 2-3. You are not forgotten. Your fears are not ignored. Your overthinking, your sleepless nights, your what-ifs and why-me's, they're not a sign of weakness. They're a doorway to something deeper, to someone greater. Allah isn't just watching your struggle, He's weaving it into your transformation. Reflection. You don't need a full life change today, just a shift in direction, back toward your Creator. That's all it takes to begin. Let this video be your turning point, not just a moment of motivation, but a moment of transformation. Let this be the day you finally choose trust over torment. Dewy from the heart. O Allah, we are tired of trying to control everything, tired of overthinking, tired of pretending to be okay when we're breaking inside. Calm our hearts, replace our worry with your wisdom, exchange our fear for faith, guide our steps when we can't see the road ahead. O Allah, be our protector, our guide, our peace. Let us trust you fully, finally, forever. Ameen. Type Ameen if this dua touched your heart. Tag someone who needs to hear this message from Allah. Let's spread comfort, one soul at a time. If this video was helpful to you, please share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you learned. Your support helps a lot to spread the message and grow this community. Barakallahu fikum.